Hi, I'm Simon Merrells. I play Tancred in Nightfall, and this is for Cinema Pla'net.
With Nightfall, this is now your trilogy of historical figures with Marcus Crassus in Spartacus and Julius Caesar on Legends of Tomorrow.
I was wondering what the third one
Yeah, small one, but still
yeah,
counts.
yeah.
And would you say you have a special passion for these type of roles? And is there any role in history that you would like to play, be it for the historical significance of the time period or the role specifically?
It's an interesting question for an actor. I mean, I find that I don't dream of certain roles unless it's in a classical sense, in a theatrical sense. And then, of course, you've got the classic roles that, of course, you'd think, oh, my God, it would be great to play Hamlet. Or I haven't played Hamlet. I've been in Hamlet several times. But I don't know. With TV and film, it's like you get the scripts and the jobs appear organically. And it just so happens that with me, quite a lot of historical stuff has come my way since Spartacus, I must say. You know, I think if you do something that works for people, it works for you and it works for the audience on screen, then people think of you in that world somehow, and I'm fine with that. You know, I don't mind that because I'm really proud of all the stuff I've been involved with. You know, great projects. And Nightfall is another massive historical project. You know, we were surrounded by the most amazing sets, and you know, they built the center of medieval Paris, literally, you know, on the biggest backlot in Europe. It burned down after 5 weeks of filming. The whole thing burned down, and we were freaked out, obviously. No one was hurt. No one was filming there. But the company said, we loved your show. We love what we've filmed so far. We're going to continue filming, and we're going to rebuild the set. And they did. It just meant that stuff we were going to film in summer outside, we ended up filming in winter, which was a little bit cold for some of those scenes. But yeah, I love the context of you know, a place in time in history.
With Nightfall, I think the history of the Templars has always been deserving of long-haul storytelling. And the show tackles it very interestingly so, because it's at the end of their days, and with the Holy Grail at the center of it, there's this mystical element to the show. With all that, does a special type of research come with taking on this role? And is it requested by the producers or showrunners, or did you take it on your own?
Well, we all wanted to. We're all the kind of actors who wanted to immerse ourselves into that world. I mean, our story is a fantasy within a historical context, and also, you know, figuring actual people from history. So it's a real historical context, but we're telling a drama. We're creating a story within that. The Grail is one of those fantasy elements, but it's what it represents, really. And at the time, across the world, you know, that ideal of faith was rock solid. People went to the Holy Land not just to visit the sites. It was literally to save their souls. To save their souls. And these relics, like the piece of the true cross, etc., were venerated as having actual supernatural power. Now, whether you believe that or not, they did. So, you know, the Grail plays a part in our show because of that, and because of what people believe. It's very powerful. And it also has other elements that become evident later on in the series that are mind-blowing, that open up really what it's about. So it's just wonderful to be in something that's rooted in history, but that is also fantasy. Within that, it's a blend, you know.
And I have to thank you and congratulate you, because you are a part of my favorite TV show of all time, Spartacus, as Marcus Crassus. And I always thought of you as an antagonist, not a villain, because we understand the character so well, especially in that scene in the last episode where you meet Spartacus at the hilltop. And it shows a deep-rooted respect that Crassus has for Spartacus above what other villains in the show showed, that was hate. Were you surprised by that take on the character, and was that what you found to be the most interesting aspect of him?
It was an absolute gift that was the way the character was written right from episode 1. It meant that I had a whole nother thing to play that was different. It meant that Crassus always knew something that nobody else knew. He was always planning ahead. And they showed him early on respecting his gladiator, Hilarus, who he trained with, and respecting Spartacus, where everyone else around him, all the Romans, were going, you can't be... Well, he said, well, he's beaten all of you so far, so why wouldn't I respect him? You know, it was wonderful, and right from the audition for that job, that my second audition for Crassus, I was just given a note saying, you know, it's all good, but just know that by this point, you really respect each other. And Liam, who I played the scene with, obviously, we'd both auditioned with that scene. Wow. So when we came to shoot that scene at the end of the show, nearly, we were both really nervous because we wanted to get it right. And they were going, cut, that's great, guys. And we were going, no, we want to go again. We want to go again. And no, we're really happy with it. We're really happy with the way it turned out because we knew we had to convey all of that. You know, you can't win, you know, and all that. It's great stuff. Yeah.
How did you take the ending? Because at the end, spoilers for Spartacus, he has the upper hand on you, but then your soldiers come and they kill him. Oh, yeah. And you have this shot of Crassus just looking, and it's left for the audience to decide whether he's regretting the fact that Spartacus is dying, or that he's surprised by, or that I almost died. Crassus looked at the face of death.
It was his quarry. Spartacus was his quarry, and you know, he respected him as a man and as a warrior and as a leader. He respected him as a leader, but you know, he knew he had to take him down because he's a Roman imperator, and the state was seriously threatened by this slave army. So it had to happen. But in Spartacus, you know, definitely, hopefully, it's shown that, you know, he didn't want him to go out like that, just from his soldiers throwing spears at him, and that's why they have that moment where he talks to him, you know.
And especially with the second episode, even with Gawain being hurt in his leg, we have lots of moments where Tancred communicates with his brother, interacts with him, and then we see shots of Tancred, because throughout the show, the Holy Grail must be a great temptation for any man. And is that something that will affect Tancred on the show?
Tancred is an interesting character because although with the religious zealotry of the times, despite that, it seems as though even above that is his loyalty to the Brotherhood. And it subsumes everything else for him. There is something about the Brotherhood and about the structure of it and about protecting it that is of utmost importance to him. So the Grail is vital, but you'll have to see what he does. It's pretty extreme.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Simon, for being with us.
It's a pleasure.
Once more, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Shows. You're great. Simon Merrells from Nightfall, Marcus Crassus, Tancred. Thank you so much.
All of those roles. All in here.
Thank you so much.
Cheers, buddy.
The Holy Grail is in France. Find it.
And we must recover the Grail for ourselves.
We are not the only ones trying to find the Grail.
There is an army on French soil, loyal not to you, but to the Pope.
What does this mean, my lord?
It means war.
They have chosen a mighty opponent!
The ones we love the most are the ones most likely to betray us.
Where's the Grail?
The Grail will destroy you all.
Nightfall, Templários, primeira temporada. No TV Séries.